What's up, guys? So, from the last Q&A, my man Herbie asked me for my favorite seasonings besides salt and pepper. And I wanted to make this its own video because it's going to be kind of long-winded. Because I'm a big fan of the seasonings and I like to meal prep, and food doesn't have to be boring. So, I'm going to kind of wing this off the top of my head, but I've got a little bit of structure in my head. So first, I'm going to start with like my favorite of the basics, and probably my favorite base seasoning is chili powder. I go through this stuff like there's no tomorrow. Chicken, beef, pork, turkey, whatever. Beans, chickpeas in particular. Chili powder is fantastic. And its life partner, its partner in crime, garlic powder. These two together, chef's kiss. Two peas in a pod, in my opinion. They complement each other extremely well. And almost every meat that I cook, aside from steak, I just kind of salt and pepper. Will have these two in conjunction. Almost every stew I make, every crock pot recipe, etc., tend to have these two paired together. I'm going to give a honorary mention to onion powder. It's not on the same level as those two. I like it a lot, but it's not quite up there with garlic powder and chili powder. And I will say this, in terms of those base flavor powders, you can spam that shit and it's not going to do much without salt. You need salt. A little bit of salt goes a long way in enhancing those flavors. So don't think you're just going to dump that shit on something and it's going to make it, fucking wow. Now, I use them very liberally, don't get me wrong, but you need salt in conjunction with those because it's really going to make that flavor pop. So this one's going to be a specialty one of mine, and I like it in particular for chicken, but I've got this Chipotle barbecue dry rub, and I'm almost out of it. This is from Quaker Steak and Lube. My wife used to work there, and I got this directly from them. I don't know if you can buy this. I've never looked into actually buying it, but I'm probably going to now. But their Chipotle barbecue and their mango habanero dry rubs are my favorite wing flavors they have, and I use all the mango habanero already, but this Chipotle one, this goes really good on chicken. And if you really thinly slice potatoes and air fry them with this, it almost gives you like a barbecue potato chip feel. I'm sure there's other barbecue dry rubs out there you might find, but these the ones from Quaker Steak and Lube I really enjoy. Kind of along that same lines, we're going to kind of get into more like seasoning blends, if you will. This is also one I like for chicken. It's Kentucky chicken and poultry seasoning. It's Nature Supreme brand. We get this at Dollar General, or one of the dollar stores, Family Dollar, Dollar Tree. I don't know. One of those carries this. But this, it tastes very much like Kentucky Fried Chicken. And again, something you can throw on chicken breasts, chicken thighs, whatever, put it in the air fryer. It's not going to have that deep fried effect that you would get from KFC, of course, but the flavor is very much reminiscent of Kentucky Fried Chicken. So if y'all want to get a good look at that, the camera will focus. I don't know if it's going to focus or not. You going to focus? Focus. Anyway, it's Nature Supreme Flavor Mate Kentucky Chicken and Poultry Seasoning. I'm getting a couple more traditional ones. Again, another match made in heaven, Adobo y Sazon. I got kicked out of my house when I was in high school, and I moved in with my best friend, who is Puerto Rican, and I lived with his mother and grandparents, and they put me onto these. And these have been a staple in my life ever since. Again, beef, chicken, pork, whatever the case. You can literally just use one or the other or both and nothing else, and liberally use it on your chicken. and your chicken's gonna be fucking delicious. These are absolutely great. Uh, Also, kind of, along the line with blends that can kind of go along as its own is Cavender's all-purpose Greek seasoning. This in particular on potatoes is my favorite. I love this on like some air-fried potatoes, or even like a baked potato, mashed potatoes, whatever the case. This is really good on potatoes. You can use it on meats and stuff too. I use it on chicken a lot. I use it in ground beef every now and then, but I really like this on potatoes and vegetables more than anything else. But Cavender's all-purpose Greek seasoning is fantastic. Tahine, pineapples, watermelon. This really sets that off. It's like a chili lime seasoning for those of you who don't know. And it goes extremely, extremely well with like sweet and fresh fruits. And then last but not least, ranch seasoning. And this I really like to put in non-fat Greek yogurt and make my own ranch dressing for salads or to dip chicken wings or something like that in. And you can get a really high protein, low fat ranch dressing for you ranch freaks. Now, this is another one of those things. It says 0 calories on it, all right? But don't let that fool you, because there is 284 servings in here, all right? And in America, if the serving size is 5 calories or less, they're allowed to list it at 0. So, almost 300 servings, there could potentially be 1,500 calories in here. So just don't think that you're going to just douse this on something and it's not going to have some caloric impact. It's, probably not going to be much, but you're not going to use this 284 separate times. You're going to use more than one serving at a time. I promise you that. So just know that this is, if you're really tight on macros, you might want to, weigh and count, however many servings you use as 5 calories of this, because, again, that America loophole where they can list something as 0 calories because there's 5 calories or less per serving, but then there's 284 servings. So it's definitely not calorie free. And in conjunction with, a dip for wings and things of that nature, there's also the spicy version. And this makes great buffalo ranch again with the non-fat Greek yogurt. That's pretty much exclusively what I use these for, is to put in non-fat Greek yogurt. I've put it on chicken a few times. I've put it in my beef a few times. It does add some flavor, but I really prefer like the garlic and chili powder. I've used it in conjunction with the garlic and chili powder. And again, it's all right, but these, again, I prefer to put in my Greek yogurt to make a pseudo ranch dressing or ranch dips. Or there's some crock pot recipes too that involve like cream cheese and putting this in there, making cracked chicken. It's pretty versatile stuff, but I like using it to make my dressing. That's all for now. Like, there's a lot more seasonings I use than that, of course. But if what's my favorites, it's definitely those. There's definitely more up there in the cabinet. And it was aside from salt and pepper. Salt brings all of these together. And now a lot of the combination ones, like the adobo and the Greek seasoning and the sazon, they have salt already in them. But like those base ones, like the garlic powder, chili powder, onion powder and stuff, you really need to make sure you're using salt in conjunction with them to really make them pop. So yeah, before this gets too long-winded, those are my favorite seasonings. Thanks again for the question, my man. Peace!